Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Welcome to the match reaction to Chelsea 2, Everton 2. Everton twice come from behind in a spirited display to grind out another priceless point, let's be honest, in our quest to avoid the draw. Um, yeah, I mean, it was a weird game, this one. Obviously, we never played particularly well away from home anyway, but we started really poorly. I thought in this one we were absolutely peppered by them in the first half an hour. Then we kind of grew into the game towards half time, and it looked to be a little bit promising going into the second half. And then, as seems to be quite often the case, we started the second half terribly, gave away a really soft goal. I think Michael Keane shanks a clearance right to João Felix, and he buries it. Really well taken finish, but terrible for us to concede that kind of goal. And then it looked as though we were going to fall apart as we did at Arsenal, because I think they had a goal disallowed then not long after that, and it looked as if we were really on the ropes. But credit to the team, thought we put in a really, really spirited display in the final half an hour of this game. On the hour mark, I didn't really have much hope for us, but we started to, turn the crank and get like some, really get some, give them something to think about because we weren't really doing that in the first 60 minutes of this game, to be honest. We had a few chances here and there, but we really weren't troubling them enough. But we started to get a few set pieces, put some pressure on, and the pressure told. Decore scoring a goal from, I think, Tarkowski heads it back across goal, and Decore heads it in just enough to get it over the line, and the goal decision system gave the goal. So back to 1-1, and then we give away a really soft penalty, another stupid error from us. Um, Godfrey, we thought, was poor all game, to be honest. Let Reece James get in behind him, and then Tarkowski, not expecting James to beat Godfrey to it, ends up sticking a knee out and tripping him up. So a penalty, they score that one. So we're going 2-0, 2-1 down with about 15 minutes left, and the way we normally perform away from home, or the way we did at least under Lampard, let's be honest, you could easily have said game over, and many of us probably would have thought so. But what a moment to decide the results. What a moment to get us a point. To take a bow, Ellis Sims. Ellis Sims came off the bench just after we went 2-1 down, and to chase the game. And Corey lays a lovely ball into his path. He skins Kalidou Koulibaly, who's one of the most experienced centre backs in world football, and he just absolutely skins him, gets inside, and a pretty tame shot, but Kepa did pretty poorly for it, but it was enough on target and enough power on it to get it in, and that's all that matters, is that it goes in. Ellis Sims gets his first goal for Everton at a time when we needed it really badly, and that gives us a lot more belief now, I think, in terms of our attacking prospects, because all of a sudden you've got options. Ellis Sims knows where the net is, it seems, far better than Mope, at least. Damari Gray did okay up front again today. I mean, starved the service, but he did the best he could, and I thought he still gave an okay account of himself, all things considered. So you got Gray there, you've got Sims there. Hopefully, you never know when Calvert-Lewin's going to be back, but hopefully we'll see some of Calvert-Lewin before the end of the season. But at least there's a few more options, to show that we can trouble the opposition. And I think Ellis Sims needs to start getting more minutes now going forward, because he's clearly shown that he's got a bit more about him than Neil Maupay has. And if Calvert Lewin isn't going to be ready, then Ellis Sims should be getting more of a chance, whether it's from the start or whether it's as a substitute. But yeah, I was so impressed with that, the way he took that. I mean, very, very impressive, and surely that's. I think he gave a good account of himself anyway. Even before he scored, he came on and tried to make the ball stick a bit more, tried to control the ball, and we weren't really doing that very well before he came on. So Ellis Sims has definitely got to start be. He's got to be in more in contention for replacing the team now after that performance. Salvage the point for us, and I think generally there were some good performances across the board. Decore, like I say, got the goal, and got the assist for Ellis Sims' goal. So an excellent performance from Abdoulaye Doucouré today. Yeah, there was some perform. I think Dwight McNeil again, excellent. Even when other players weren't doing the business, he seems to be doing it, and he's been excellent since Sean Dyche came in. And this was another one. He has a couple of chances here and there, just narrowly wide. It went over. He was our best, one of our better performers, certainly, if not the best today. Doucouré's got to be up there for man of the match, though. I think he was excellent. Um, there weren't many bad performances. I think probably Ben Godfrey was the only one who I thought didn't really do good enough. He sort of led his mistake led to the penalty. I thought obviously Michael Keane made an error, but I thought beyond that he was generally solid. He was okay at the back. But Godfrey was poor throughout the game, and he ended up bringing Mikalenko on. And as much as I don't think Mikalenko's done well recently, I'd actually rather see Mikalenko back in the team. Um, Over time, I just think he's got a bit more technical ability, even if not much, but it's still better than nothing. I think a little bit with Godfrey at times. His ability on the ball isn't great. He's a fantastic athlete, but his footballing knowledge and his technical ability is quite limited. Uh, but beyond that, I think the team were generally okay. I think it was a spirited display, not spectacular. They were far better than we were across the board, but we dug in and got the result. This was the kind of result that teams at the bottom need to get, even when a side is comfortably better than you on paper and in terms of the quality they've got. You've just got to dig in and show some real spirit and grind out results when they look unlikely. And we've done that exactly that tonight. It looks as if we were coming away from the game with nothing, and we've got a point. And as opposed to, I was looking at the table with us a goal down as it stood, and we were 17th, only a point above the drop zone, and all the teams below us with games in hand on us. So it makes it look a lot more daunting. A point, obviously, it's only a point better off, but we're automatically up to 15th, which is, you got two more sides below you at least to, a bit more of a buffer. And, we're actually as close to 12th as we are to 18th. So it makes things a little bit more, it gives you a bit more confidence, especially going into this international break. It's been horrible to go into this break on a defeat, but instead we're going into it having snatched a point that you could argue we maybe didn't deserve, but one that our endeavour definitely merited in the end. And that really gives us a lot more to be positive about over this 2 week break, and hopefully the 2 week international break. We haven't got loads of internationals in our team, so hopefully this is now a real chance for Sean Dyche to get some of the players who aren't travelling out there on the training ground and really get his methods into them, because what he's done so far is absolutely fantastic when you consider the resources he's got in front of him. He didn't have a lot to work with at all, and he's getting some decent results here and there. Dragged us out of the bottom three so far, and hopefully we can stay out of it. But Sean Dyche has done excellently, and I'm hoping the methods he's implemented in the last month and a half that he's been here, these next 2 weeks will give him a chance to really drill them into the players even more, and hopefully we come out the other side of this international break even stronger. But you know what, we've got Spurs next after the international break at Goodison, so we want to be going into that feeling really positive with a good atmosphere in the ground, and that'll be helped in no small part by the fact that we've managed to grind out a unexpected result here when we were losing. With minutes to go, we've gone and scored a really good goal. Got the point that we weren't expecting, and yeah, we take that away. It showed a lot of character, a lot to build on, basically. So hopefully go into the next game after the international break with a lot of positivity and hopefully build a bit of momentum. Because yeah, we're gonna have to put some more results together to get out of this. But a point to Chelsea's not to be sniffed at, especially come from behind twice. Real strength of character. They're the kind of things that you need, the attributes you need to win relegation battles. So fingers crossed that keep that up and stay up. But yeah, but guys, we'll leave it at that. Chelsea 2, Everton 2. Let us know your opinions on the game, and yeah, get those comments coming in. Give us a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in on the Toffee Blues.